just about 24 hours away from the first serve at the 2025 Cincinnati Open.
A major pro tennis tournament is about to get underway in Mason. World-class players will be welcomed with a brand new tennis venue.
The Cincinnati Open is returning to the Queen City.
We've got some big names coming back for the first time since Wimbledon. Of course, this is a last chance for a lot of players to get form before the US Open.
Cincinnati Open is back after 11 months of renovation.
We welcome you to the Crown Jewel event of Ohio. The greatest players from across the globe and thousands of fans have been arriving during the last few days. You can feel the energy in this place. Something special is happening here in Cincinnati. It's not very often you get this close to the #1 athletes in the world. The atmosphere here is absolutely unmatched. The people here have such a passion and love for this game.
Right now, my goal is just keep doing the right things. I'm really happy with everything I'm doing, and I'm gonna try to keep it, in the same way.
Yeah, it has been an incredible journey for me. We are here in Cincinnati. We try to get ready. Here the conditions are very, very tough to play for us players. Here in New York is going to be very important for me, and hopefully it's going to be a good US swing.
The schedule is crazy, honestly. The season's been really intense, and it's impossible to be on your best level every day, every week. There is a lot of pressure outside of tennis court on us.
For me, it's easy, this being one of my favorite tournaments, one of the biggest tournaments of the year for me, and the tournament that I had a big breakout result at. This tournament will always be somewhere that I love playing, I love the fans.
So one of my profound beliefs is that people like each other a lot more than they think they do. And if you stop and think about that for a second, you're like, well, what do you mean? And I think, you know what, we have so much more in common than we do to separate us. And we need to take more advantage of that. So when you bring people together for a shared passion, be it music or sports, if you can find a reason to bring them together, there's something special that happens in the air.
This is a really important tournament, not just for the Midwest, I would say for global tennis. But if we tried to encapsulate it just for the Midwest, it is, as some of the insignia around says, this is the heart of tennis. This is a 1,000 level event, the very highest level event that we have in the WTA as well as the ATP. It is the pinnacle of our sport. And it means a lot to have that right here in the center of the country. It's a highlight for North American tennis fans, and as I said, really for the sport of tennis globally.
Good job.
Well done. Yes, Cincy! Woo, woo, woo!
This tournament has a significant amount of history and relevance, and folks come certainly from Ohio, but they come from all over the country to enjoy this spectacle.
First time I came here was in 1990, and I've been here every year since. So I've seen it grow through the years, and the transformation is unbelievable from where it started under the Florys when I was there with them, and what's been accomplished, and now under the Navarro family and their leadership, to see what we're seeing today is something very, very special.
I'm looking forward to the fans having an amazing experience, and I'm also looking forward to the players having an amazing experience, because today when I was roaming around the infrastructure and the new players area, the restaurants, the lounge area, I kind of said to myself, wow, I played in the wrong era. I wish I was playing now. These days, when we came here 30 years ago, it was a different experience.
This isn't a little step that was taken. This is major. This is major infrastructure. This is Grand Slam quality infrastructure. This now has the opportunity to now set the new standard and level that all events should be striving to be at.
You know, 1,000 points is also a very important element and a step in order to become the #1 player in the world, which is ultimately an achievement that the players care a lot. So obviously a very strategic position in the calendar, US Summer prior to the US Open. So it's going to be an amazing event.
They managed to pull this thing off, and I think that everybody in the industry is in complete shock. I don't know, there's something about Cincinnati that you could give me an hour to come up with the right adjectives, and I don't think I could do it any justice. Getting here, arriving here, if it doesn't give you the chills, if it doesn't get you emotional, I think you might be in the wrong business. When I showed up here to Cincinnati and saw what they accomplished, it's spectacular.
The square footage of the new building is something like 56,000 square feet. Over 40,000 perennials and plants around the ground, so it's pretty spectacular, and I think this is now, hands down, the most beautiful tournament that I've ever worked at. And I've been all over the world, and you've been all over the world. It's pretty cool. So how about a round of applause for all the hard work here in Cincinnati?
The first 2 seeds, we will not draw them, but we will place them in the draw. So on line 1, we're going to put the #1 seed of this tournament. That is Jannik Sinner.
Jannik Sinner, our defending champion, the Italian world #1, who is, from what I've seen, he is happy to be here.
It has improved incredibly much. Now we have much more space. The food is amazing. We have indoors and outdoors. The amount of practice courts is much bigger, and of course it's busy. It's amazing, and for us players it's a big honor and privilege to see these kind of things in our sport.
The 2 seed is Carlos Alcaraz, so he will go on line 128, on the bottom right.
Yeah, well, Carlos Alcaraz is another player who is in absolutely excellent form.
It is insane, to be honest. The people are super passionate about tennis, are really into it. I think that the energy we live here is great. You know, I think it's great to have this side just for the players, to have more space for us. The best thing that I think, you know, about coming here and play, the people and the support that I receive here.
Line 17, go for it.
You ready to go, Jacob?
Number 10. Number 10 is Francis Tiafoe on line 49.
I mean, I think tradition's huge. You look at Wimbledon, that's why it's so iconic, and this tournament's the longest tournament in the States. And people come from all over the Midwest and things like that, and to come and watch, it's always packed around the ground. You feel like you're already at the slam. Like, people are really excited, and they get behind the Americans, which is great. Like, they really get behind the Americans, but they also get behind great tennis. Yeah, I mean, site-wise, it's probably the best tournament in the world. Well, it is the best tournament in the world, no question.
I think Cincinnati is a prime week in the year. You're always going to get the players playing Cincinnati. It's almost like the best place in the schedule because of where it is right before the US Open. You play Cincinnati, and then you have a week off to kind of recover if you need to, prepare in New York for a few days, and then the last major of the year where everybody either wants to win another major, go deep, have a great run, or for some of the lower ranked players, maybe win a round or two and kind of start some momentum for 2026. And I think that a lot of players, I keep asking the players, what do you think of the transformation? And so many of them have said to me, well, I think it's going to win Masters 1000 of the year, the best Masters 1000 of the year. So it's an incredible renovation, so good for tennis and so good for American tennis, obviously.
And I think it says a lot about our tournament. We're in between a bunch of tournaments. The fact that they were eager to be here and wanted to show up and wanted to be here for the fans and wanted to maintain those points and wanted to hold that trophy, which I love. It's the Rookwood Trophy. It's got such tradition, such history.
Perhaps to begin with, you could tell us what you think about the site redevelopment.
Yeah, I haven't been here in a while, so it was an amazing surprise to see the site redeveloped, and also in such a short time. And I think this is a great representation of what tennis should be, that we should always be progressing forward. And super happy to, perform here. It's like tennis paradise.
I think Venus is a huge inspiration. She started playing her first tournament when she was 14. That's incredible that she's been out there for so long, so many decades, through so many generations. And the fact that Venus has still that motivation after 7 majors, being #1 in the world, to put her name on the line, to go out there and train, to practice, to try to play her best tennis and wants to continue, I think is a huge inspiration. And it's always fun to see Venus. Brings out the crowd, so I think tennis is lucky to have her.
We're seeing young stars start to evolve. But to me, when tennis gets really emotional, when I start to cry when I'm doing a post-match interview, you take a look at Katie McNally, you take a look at Peyton Stearns, and you see that not only do dreams come true, but dreams come true where you've actually been on court tossing a coin or on court being a ball kid, and you watch and see. Roger Federer's talked about that for years. I mean, there's video of Roger being a ball kid looking up to Stefan Edberg and looking up to his idols. The fact that the heart of tennis is Cincinnati, I think when we see the emotional storylines, that's to me what tennis is all about.
Love is the key, right? If you don't love it, then get out of it if you can, if you have that luxury. Not everyone has that luxury. For me, I think a lot of the motivation for me is just to come back and try to play in the best health that I can. I never stopped hitting the ball, even when I was away. Not as, intensely as you would if you were playing tournaments, but I was still going out there. And there's one thing that I know is that you're never too young or too old to win or lose. And I think that at the end of the day, you have to live your life on your own terms. Your terms should be yours. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or what anyone else thinks. If you get to live life on your own terms, it's a life well lived. And I firmly believe in that. And I do what I do because I want to live life the way I want to. Unapologetically, with no regrets and on my terms. And do my terms always come out the way I wanted to? No, but at least I tried to live on my own terms. And that's super important to me. So that would be my advice. Make your terms and don't surrender.
In Cincinnati, Ohio, please welcome Katie
The fans have always been incredible here in Cincinnati, and being from here, so many people come out, some family, friends. Yeah, it's just electric, I would say, the atmosphere, and it's incredible to be able to have a tournament this big at home, and yeah, I'm super lucky. I love the hard courts. I grew up on them, so I know they play fast. They can suit my game really well when I'm being aggressive, coming forward. I think the biggest thing in a big moment is creating rituals, and I think you learn as you go through matches. Focusing one point at a time has always been extremely important for me in those big moments, and just trusting my game, trying to do the basic things well.
think, you know, in your game, it's kind of getting near the end of the season, but for most Americans, it's quite an exciting swing because you get to be at home on home turf, and for me, literally at home. So it's a bit exciting. Everyone in the stands I pretty much know, or they know someone that I know, so I think it's pretty cool. When I walk around on the grounds, you know, people aren't just asking for autographs, they're talking to me because they know me, which is kind of unique.
Peyton, let's talk a little bit about, well, first of all, how emotional it is to look out and see your papa watching you play and to be at home and to play the kind of tennis you did.
Yeah, sorry. I just remember like it was yesterday when I was out here flipping a coin, so it's pretty cool.
Dreams come true, right?
It is great having everybody home again.
Some of the most interesting conversations and important questions about the present and future can happen around the dinner table with the ones you love. For answers you can trust, rest assured Western & Southern's family of companies is always here, enabling you to cherish every moment, big and small, so you can live the life you want to live for generations.
And that's why he didn't play quarterback.
Zoe?
Yeah.
That's the one, huh? Oh.
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
Megan, I love you.
And then before you know it,
Hey!
you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
I think especially after spending so much time overseas, it's really fun to come back to the US and come to a place like Mason, Ohio that kind of just feels like quintessential America. And you know, you're driving on the suburban streets and you know, all the houses kind of look the same, and you get that kind of just true American feel, which is really cool. And yeah, it kind of just feels like home, even though you know, it's not my hometown, but yeah, it feels like home. I think what's really cool about the tournament is that fans come to watch tennis, and they come because they love tennis. And you know, it's special because it's not just, you know, an event that people come to be seen or see other people. You know, they come specifically to watch tennis and because they love tennis. So I think that's a unique and special part of the tournament. You know, I feel like I'm figuring out my game more than I ever have, and you know, discovering a lot about myself on the court.
One of my earliest memories of my daughter Emma, she was about 3 years old, and she'd carry around a ball hopper. And while her brothers were practicing, she'd pick up balls, and then when they were done at the end for 5 or 10 minutes, I'd throw her balls, and she'd hit them. By the way, she swung the racket a lot like her brothers, except somehow it was always the ball always hit in the center of the racket. You know, so I said, maybe she's a little bit different.
I think it's an exciting part of the season. It's fun. I think it's challenging as well because this is when it starts to, you know, feel a little long. You can feel the length of the season weighing on you a little bit, and you know, that's a challenge for sure. And I love a good challenge.
So that's how we grew up, and literally we played tennis almost every day, no matter where we were. We found a way to play the sport through tears, through rain, through me not wanting to get out there, but it was just something that we always did. In my 20s, I became really a fan of the game. You know, kind of grew up with the Agassiz and Couriers and Sampras's and all those guys. And as I watched more tennis, I became, I don't know, just more and more smitten with it. The complexity of the game, the geometry of the game, the fact that technique mattered as much as anything, but you also had to have this grit that allowed you to be out there by yourself.
I think fans come to this tournament because they love tennis, and I think that shows. And I think they also really rally behind the Americans, which is really cool, and it makes for a really cool atmosphere. And I think they appreciate good tennis a lot, and yeah, they enjoy seeing the best players come out here and play. And I think it's an event that they get excited for. Once we show up, it's a lot of fun.
Sorry, I got a little lost. It's my first day here, so I'm like, I don't know where anything is. It's beyond expectation, and it is definitely probably the best tournament on tour when it comes to a facility standpoint and just player service standpoint. And yeah, I really can't ask for anything more. So I appreciate them for investing in tennis and investing in tennis in America too. I think for me, the more practice courts, the player facilities, multiple places to warm up and cool down, the food, what else? All the fun stuff for us to do like around the site, I think has been really incredible, and I didn't know what to expect coming in here. Hey, do we have a Patrick? Order for Patrick? Okay. I hope I did it right.
You always hope that there's something that happens in a tournament that creates its own storyline, something that is new, something that's exciting, something that is unexpected. And it's hard to match that every year. I mean, look what we did in 2023. Coco Gauff wins her first WTA 500 in DC. She comes up the freeway to Cincinnati. She wins her first 1,000. She leaves Cincinnati. She gets to Manhattan and wins the biggest title of her career. One thing that's so unique about this tournament is watching dreams come true.
Thank you. Yeah. There you go. Thank you. This is fun. Maybe off season I will work at Graders. Yeah, I think for me it's just having more process-based goals than result-based goals because of the fact that tennis is so up and down. Not saying, I want to win Cincinnati, but not saying that's my goal too. More so, this is how I want to play while I'm in Cincinnati to help improve for my long-term vision.
First and foremost, I think Coco is one of the best competitors in sport. She seems to thrive in competition. So many matches are won by Coco because she's stronger than the rest, just competing harder, being a warrior.
When I won here in 2023, there was definitely moments where when I played in my semifinal where I was using the crowd with me, and then the final where I was just blocking everybody out. So it just kind of depends on where my energy is that day. I think for me it's been moments where I fed off the crowd and relied on them to help pick me up, and then other times there's been moments where I've just kind of zoned everybody out and locked in on my game.
Coco has the ability to hit with power, with finesse, finish points off at the net. So many different ways to win points. It's fun to see her rise to becoming a two-time major champion so far.
It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. That that makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch.
Peace of mind might mean different things to different people, but funny enough, it looks the same on everyone, Western and Southern. Rest assured.
Ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind.
Zoe?
Yeah.
That's the one, huh? Oh.
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
Megan, I love you.
And then before you know it,
Yay!
you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
Top seeds are always facing pressure, so that's no different than any other tournament. What's fun about watching them play is they're such shot makers. They have the ability to kind of bring the oohs and the ahs. I think they've engaged the fans and brought in new fans as well.
I want to continue what I started in Toronto. I want to continue with the good form and, keep building up for the US Open for sure. I want to compete with the best players in the world. That's always a goal of mine. And I'm happy to be here, happy to be at these courts where I've had success before, where I won the tournament before. So it's always kind of in the back of someone's mind that that you had success here, and just want to play good tennis. I think after 25 years of playing the sport, you kind of learn how to do it and how to deal with it. It becomes natural. And I think when you're in the zone, when you're playing well, it's more natural than other situations. So I think it's about finding the zone beforehand, before you step out on the court. Because when you're prepared and when you've done all the right things, you feel more ready for the most important moments.
Game, set the match. Spanish. 2 sets to none. 6-3.
The site doesn't look the same at all, but it's cool to see a tournament invest this much into the players, into the fans, and into tennis. I love hearing the crowd. I love playing in front of big crowds. It's a cool opportunity and experience. For me, being out here on tour, and sometimes you gotta kind of lock in and be able to tune out the outside noise.
We haven't had an American champion win a Grand Slam since Andy Roddick 2003. I think that's way too long. Ben Shelton is just an insane athlete with so much power, so much great defense and offense, and I think he's improving rapidly and really getting used to the big stages.
For me, it's easy, this being one of my favorite tournaments, one of the biggest tournaments of the year for me, and a tournament that I had a big breakout result at. So this tournament will always be special. Somewhere that I love playing, I love the fans. I got a lot of family in the Midwest, so it's pretty easy to get up for the matches here. This is, what we need in tennis.
I got a little gift for you and your dad.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Can we get a picture with you and him later?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
How'd the season go?
It was good. It was good. Yeah, I got a little burnt out at the end, but I'm back to enjoying it. So.
You have another year in high school?
No, I just graduated. I'm going to college.
Where are you going?
Liberty University. Hi, bro.
Yeah. I thought they hit it out of the park. They did a great job. I've heard nothing but great things from every player about the additions and improvements, and yeah, just happy to be a part of it and be here.
Yeah, no, I think Cincinnati has always been a tournament where it got a lot of criticism from players. Now it's the best on tour, and it all changed within a year. So credits to the people that have built it, credit to the people that have planned it as well, because it's amazing to see. You know, it changed so much. I think players will enjoy being here so much more, and yeah, I love to see what this tournament has become.
Well, listen, we're as good as our players. We can market a tournament, we can build new buildings, we can get great caterers, but if your tennis players don't show up, you really don't have much to do other than sit back and have a couple beers and wait till the next year. We really won the lottery this year. Not only did we expand from 20 acres to 40 acres, we have a 54,000 square foot building, we spent $260 million, but the minute that Jannik Sinner, Aryna Sabalenka show up, they're healthy, they're hungry for the Rookwood Cup, I think it makes a huge difference in everybody's morale.
It's a very difficult tournament to play because the conditions are very tough. It can be very windy, and the conditions of how fast the ball is and how bouncy it is, it's very, very tricky. So I believe it's more a mental game, and if you're ready mentally, you can understand every situation a little bit better. That's how I won last year this tournament, and now I'm here trying to understand if I can do it again potentially. Not easy, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think the goal is the same for everyone. I think for me it's all about staying in the moment and focusing one step at a time and try to bring my best game every time I'm out there.
To go deep in a third set tiebreak over 3 hours is always going to be a memorable match. And I think the fact that Emma Raducanu is young 20s and won the US Open as a qualifier a few years ago, trying to make a kind of a resurgence back into the elite of the game. And you have Sabalenka, who's #1, but hasn't won a major this year. As #1 in the world, I'm sure she wants to win a major this year. So part of that pathway would be to win Cincinnati, kind of really feel like she has the momentum and a lot of confidence going into the US Open. So this tournament, I think, is going to be important to her.
These kind of matches give you confidence and makes you feel stronger when you have to fight through tough matches like that. Afterwards, you feel incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aryna Sabalenka.
Zoe?
Yeah.
That's the one, huh? Oh.
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
Megan, I love you.
And then before you know it,
Yay!
you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
You may know Fort Washington Investment Advisors as an institutional money manager, but you may not know their private client group. The private client group begins every conversation with one simple question: how can we help? And because they're backed by the strength of Western and Southern Financial Group, they focus on you and the people you care about. For tailored wealth management services designed to help you meet your goals, you can trust for Washington's private client group.
"31 courts, 40-acre facility, new buildings, those are all incredible opportunities. But for me, it's about making sure all these different entities are happy. And what does that mean? We take care of a lot of different people when they're on site. You have fans that we want to make sure their experience is best in class, and we're going to be watching that every day. That goes everything from food and beverage experience to what their views look like in the stadium, what their experience is when they're not watching tennis. You know, they spend on an average 8 hours a day with us now. And that just can't be all in the stadium. That's got to be on the grounds. That's got to be live music. That's got to be interviews. That's got to be autograph signings, all things that we really try and take care of.
I've always loved playing this tournament because I feel like the fans are always so great. I mean, obviously when we go to the US Open, it's big and it's chaotic and all this stuff, but I think here playing in kind of a Midwest town, I would say, the vibe seems just different. It's more low key. You get a lot of, American fans and people that love tennis that travel out here to come see the event.
That's our partners. It takes an enormous amount of investment to make this go as a tournament. And we have great partners that help us achieve that with their investment of dollars. And so what's our job? Making sure that everything that we're promising them, we're delivering. You have volunteers. We'll have over 1,500 volunteers that we've got to make sure that experience is good.
I just think the fans are always great. The tournament has a lot of volunteers that have been here for years and years and years. So I think it feels, very Midwest, which I don't know how to describe that, but it's casual, it's like comfy and cozy type of event. And it feels nice, especially before heading into New York.
Player experience, and we take great responsibility in providing them with a look and feel of Cincinnati, be it going to a Reds game or an FC Cincinnati game, going to different events, going across the street to get on a roller coaster, right? We are trying to provide a really cool experience for them on the court and off the court.
I have probably been to Kings Island 12 times. I've always really loved going because you can go and you can flash your badge and they'll let you in. So I live in Orlando now, and I've been to Kings Island more than I have been to any amusement park in Orlando. But I really enjoy, this tournament, especially because it's been a long year. It's pretty hectic. We're usually in really big cities with lots going on. I am from the Midwest. I grew up like 6-8 hours away from here. So coming back and playing here every year, it's always kind of felt like the closest thing I've ever had to like a real hometown tournament.
So we have a day-to-day for me is every one of those assets. And how do we have an effect on that? And how do we make sure that we're looking after every one of our partners here? And that goes across the gamut of everything I just described.
It's one of the best fan bases, I think, as far as tournaments go. There's always so many fans. People love coming here. And it just, really meant the world to me that this tournament stayed here, and it just became even better.
you know, they've done a great job, man. Shout out the Navarro family, shout out Bob, and everybody involved. And super happy for you guys and pushing this event. I mean, because this event's really important. Our biggest tournament in the States. Never seen a site this elite. How big it is, how much space it is, practice courts, locker rooms, food. You know, like, I mean, full court press. I mean, like, you know, cars going to the courts, practice courts with stands, just, you know, everything. They got quality locker room, main draw locker room, men's, women's, different levels, floors. I think everything's super elite, everything's brand new.
I think it's very important. I'm really happy it stayed in Cincinnati. I think you know, all the new things is crazy. I mean, everything is just upgraded, and this is really a big difference. It's so nice to be here. Just me and the ball. I mean, it depends a little bit which moment, but mostly just me and the ball. Just focusing on, you know, what you want to do, where you want to serve, where you want to, you know, create the pressure on the opponent. And
15-14. Ladies and gentlemen, due to an injury, Mr. Tefo is not able to continue. Corner win 6-4, 3-1, 3 comments.
Honestly, I feel like winning Wimbledon is a thing that is going to be with you for the rest of your life. So I let myself be happy a little bit longer, and I know that if I want to win more in the future, I need to forget about it a bit and get back on it and just work. I'm more of a person that needs to just kind of be humble and just be focused on the next, because if I'm going to think too much about how I played, when I played kind of perfectly, then I'm going to have too high of an expectation, and it's not going to fit the work process.
We make dreams come true, or Cincinnati allows dreams to come true for anybody who loves the sport. And that's what I think why we call it the heart of tennis. We're not just a tournament. We're a brand, we're an institution, we're a place where people, no matter what you do, whether you're helping in the parking lot, you're looking forward to this for 50 weeks, whether you're a volunteer and you're helping in food prep, or you're helping up in the media room, or you're helping up in the administration office, or you're a college kid who's trying to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. Every part of this tournament is special.
I want to see Sinner and Alcaraz again. I love this rivalry that's developing. For so many years we had Roger and Rafa and Novak. You threw in a bit of Andy Murray, a bit of Stan Wawrinka as well. They won 3 majors each, but for the most of 2 decades, those 3 guys were pretty stingy in taking all the majors and didn't give many others a chance. And there are a few that now have been skipped over, And I feel like Alcaraz and Sinner have done a fantastic job in filling those shoes of the big three.
To be honest, I'm just really happy to be building such a great rivalry against Yannick. You know, Yannick and I think we've done great things in tennis already in such a short period. I think we have such a long career, you know, ahead, just to see how far we can go, and if we already made or not history in tennis, it's just for the people to discuss about it.
When you win big titles, there are very special moments, and you have to live them, you know, in a way of doesn't have to be celebration or not. It's all about improvements, you know, because if you always stay in the same player as you are, you know, then people are going to catch up. So you always have to keep going, keep trying to understand what's working well, and that's exactly what we try to do.
If we could have these two warriors, these two guys meet in the finals, I think, you know, the tennis world is going to be watching.
Success is determined by how well you plan and prepare for your biggest moments.
All right, Dad, just don't pass out today, all right?
It's the confidence of knowing your loved ones are protected for generations.
You ready, Dad?
We are ready. You can rest assured knowing you've made the right choice by placing your trust in Western and Southern, so you can be in the moment with the ones you love.
Zoe?
Yeah.
That's the one, huh? Oh.
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
Megan, I love you.
And then before you know it,
Hey!
you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.